Welcome to Subramani. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Like they say, जब मैं कुछ भी करूँ आपके घर में भी घंटी बजेगी, right? Okay. What is the most difficult thing in a consultancy? And in case you're wondering, it is getting clients, etc. The answer is no. The toughest thing is in the implementation. Go to any professional and he talks about it this way. Go to a dentist and he will say, hey, people come, then they don't look after their teeth. You ask them to brush regularly, they don't brush properly. They don't ever floss, they don't use a mouthwash, so blah blah blah. It's the rant of a dentist. You go to any doctor and he will tell you all this. You go to ophthalmologist, they expect you to come every 6 months for a test. You don't go, right? So go to a running coach and the running coach will tell you they will not change the diet, they will not write down what they're eating, they will not write down what exercise they're doing, they will not increase the exercise, they will not do anything regularly for long periods of time, but then they will want results from the coach. Now you hear this story from chartered accountants, lawyers and financial advisors, etc. Now let us come to a doctor who recommends that you go and meet another specialist, then you get these tests done, etc. etc. Client will do none of this, and after 3 weeks or 4 weeks he come again and says, sir, वो मैंने नहीं किया, वहाँ गया था, वो बंद था. Honestly, I don't think any professional has time to listen to your woes. If you have gone to a dentist or if you have gone to an ophthalmologist, please implement what they have said. Now let me come to my area or the area in which I do work, which is wealth management, right? So in wealth management, you meet, obviously like every profession, you meet people of different hues. So in the solutions are sometimes intimidating, sometimes irritating, sometimes confusing, sometimes long-winded, and sometimes very expensive. So when people go to a wealth person, they have no clue what they are supposed to do. And the guy who is so-called wealth manager is actually a sales manager with a nice designation, because wealth manager of a bank sounds much better than a sales head of a bank or sales manager of a bank or target-oriented seller. That's exactly what they are. But when you get a comprehensive advice from one financial planner, another guy will say, this is shit. I don't know why he has given you this, why he has given you, and how to address all this is again an issue. So you get confused, so you don't do any of these things. That's not on. Like when you go for a medical test, then you go collect the report, show it to the doctor, have a discussion, then file it, right? So going to a dentist and not going for the x-ray, or going to the x-ray and not collecting the report, I'm guilty of all this. I've done all of this, right? So the best of intentions do not matter. What matters is the implementation, and implementation is something which only you can do. You may be a great trader, you may be a great investor, but what happens to your documentation? Have you done that properly? If you have not done that properly, it means somewhere you lack a financial planner, and a financial planner creates the rigor in you to saying, okay, I have these documents, I've kept these documents in this place. Don't get your family to search for documents when they need it. Whether it was filing a tax return, whether there's been a tax raid in your house, or whether you're down with coma, you're in coma, or you're just down with a plain illness, you just have a heart attack and you're lying in bed, and 15 days doctor has said no activity, no talking, no nothing, just lying in the hospital bed, and they need to access all this data, right? So what happens? So similarly, the consultant in you has to, or rather your financial consultant should create all these documents, make sure that the family also understands, and make sure that you implement it. There's no point in having great plans and not implementing. If you have taken life insurance, you have to go and do the medical test. If you don't do the medical test, the plan cannot start, right? So all that is important, and your doctor cannot force you to go for a medical test, and similarly, your financial planner cannot force you to do certain things, right? So it becomes very difficult for a professional to tell the client that you have got to do these things, you have got to do all these things, you have to make a will, you have to create a document showing where all your documents are kept, where your jewelry is kept, and maybe photographs of the jewelry saying this should go to my daughter, this should go to my daughter-in-law. all that work has to be done, and it is very difficult for a financial planner also to push you to do all these things. He can only show you this video perhaps and say, see what Subra is saying, but beyond that he can't really push, right? So know what you're doing, create proper documentation, be ready for situations where you're alive but can't talk, can't sign, or you're caught in Canada and there is a virus breakout in India, you're unable to come back, and you're, at least there they know that you are in one location and they can talk to you on the phone. But implementing all this from a remote location is not very easy. So use this as coronavirus thing as a wake-up call. Complete your documentation. I can imagine a situation that anybody, if he's called by Yama and says, okay, it's 4 o'clock now, I'm coming at 6, he'll say, रुक जाओ boss, अभी मत आओ, थोड़ा paperwork बाकी है. We are typically bureaucratic in our own lives also, and we are in a bureaucratic country. You need tremendous amount of documentation to get things done. You need a probate. I know judges who have suffered not having a probate. I was talking to his grandson. Judges who have not created, in the court in which he was practicing, he needs to create a probate. Our family needs to create a probate, right? It's not so simple. Thank you.